Hi, everyone. Welcome to Stoner Podcast. Welcome, welcome. I have some things I want to show you today. First, I want to review the motion to suppress hearing. I'm talking about Idaho 4 now. Hey, Julian, what's up? Did you end up going live yesterday, Julian? So, but more importantly, did the Yankees win? Let me share my screen with you guys today. Thank you for being here. Happy Sunday. Yes, I did. It was the late night one. So, yeah, let me share my screen with you guys. We are going to take a look at this here, right? Um, lost last night, but are cleaning up right now. 13-3. Oh well. Maybe I'll start watching if they make the playoffs. That's what I tell myself. You guys, so here we are. So what we're going to do today is I want to take a look at this, right? We're going to take a look at this video. This is Payne's testimony here. He was the detective in this case, and we're also going to take a look at the forensic detective Lawrence Mary, how he testified regarding their roles in the investigation, the creation of the search warrant affidavits, and their collaboration with specialists like Special Agent Balance. Okay, so let's start it off there. And then after this, I want to take a look. The title of this live is Revisiting Crime Scene Photos. We are going to take a look at the crime scene photos. We're going to look at the tire tracks. Supposedly, tire tracks. I wasn't sure what the detectives were taking photos of, but I put those pictures, like the first batch, I put it through AI and I told it to identify here what is being looked at. Is there any hairs, any fibers? And we're going to look at the response here later on. And finally, we'll wrap this up with Molly's, what you call it? Her the footage of her getting pulled over and taken in and all of that, where she specifically says in this video footage that she saw Brian. Okay, so we're also going to look at that, and let's get started today. Thank you for being here today. It's Sunday. I hope everyone is doing lovely today. Again, this is from Brian Koberger's Trial Archive. Go give them a sub and a like, a follow. Basically, what they have here on this channel is all of the motions of limine, and any of the court appearances are on this channel. So I appreciate that, and I thank this channel for it. So let's get started. Let me play this puppy. Let's go. Okay, again, Brian Koberger Trial Archive. Check them out. Hi, everyone. Thank you. Edie Redman, what's up? So, we're going to take a look at those crime scene photos, okay? You want water? Edie Redman, what's up? We're going to look at those crime scene photos. I just wanted to see pain in action for a little bit. Come on. What do you want, Papa? What do you want, sweeties? Get your bony. Get your bony. Okay. No sound? Oh, no. Stella Wella, hi. That sucks. That freaking sucks. Hello? Testing. Hello, testing. So you guys couldn't hear the audio on YouTube? Okay. Please hold. Hi guys. Thank you. Thank you for joining. That sucks that you couldn't hear that. Okay, so let's do something else. Give me 1 second, okay? Um, let's just go into the crime scene photos. Let's do that because I don't want to mess with YouTube. YouTube's not working, okay? So what I did with these crime scene photos here, I put the first I put the first 117 um show us your MING. I don't know what that is. Um okay, you guys. So what I'm trying to say here is that I put the first 117 photos through AI just so that it can identify any hairs in those photos. On our last live, we were looking at them, and I kind of saw some hairs, so I put it through just to see. And this is the response. It says, I can do that, but not from the current screenshots alone. So, what I sent over was an actual, like, all the pages. I don't know why it's saying screenshots, but I sent all of it. See, let me go up here. So here's what I sent it. Okay. I sent these photos here. And I said, please review the crime scene photos and identify if there's hairs. Then it said, I reviewed the photos you uploaded. I can see a few thin strand like objects, but none of them can be confidently identified as human hair from these images alone. What I do see, here's what it saw on these pages: dried grass straw, plant fibers, or small twigs debris rather than obvious human hair. Okay. So I was like, wait, mark the exact strands or areas that draw attention, right? So it's that I can point out the areas that visually stand out, but I should be careful about the certainty level here. Here are the areas that drew attention. The upper right one that I sent shows a pale tan strand running diagonally downward, left to right, near the ruler corner. This appears thicker and stiffer than typical human hair and is more consistent with dried vegetation or fiber. Um, it also said here that another photo, they see a long pale strand extending diagonally near the vertical scale ruler. Again, it appears as a straw like rather than flexible like hair. What I do not see: no obvious dark hair shafts, no clear curls or tapered strands, no isolated strands, no close up trace evidence, right? From a forensic perspective, if investigators believe there was hairs or evidentiary value, there would usually be a macro close up, evidence markers, tweezers, collection photos, or microscope imagery documenting the strands. I agree. Then I said, are these photos then identifying tire tracks, right? Yes, these photos very plausibly appear to be documenting either tire impressions, tire tread patterns, roadway impression evidence, or possibly footwear impressions on asphalt. Then it's that a few things strongly point in that direction. Da-da-da. Okay. So then finally I was like, okay, fuck, let me just upload the PDF, right? And see what it says. So I said, please review the first 109 pages of the attachment and identify if any fibers, hairs, or evidence of blood present in the first 117 photos. Then it said, I can help review the 117 pages, but I need to set expectations clearly. I can visually screen the photos for possible hairs, fibers, stains, or apparent blood-like discoloration. I cannot forensically confirm blood, biological material, or trace evidence. A reliable review of 117 pages requires zooming in to the actual PDF images, not just screenshots. Right now, It's not screenshots though. I didn't send you screenshots, right? So then it wanted me to reduce a reduced PDF containing. I said no. It's too much work for that. Systematically inspect each page, I told it to. I can do that, but not from the current screenshots alone. To systematically inspect the first 117 pages, I need access to the actual page images at readable resolution right now. No, I'm sorry, right now. The PDF itself is uploaded, but the visible content in chat is only a few screenshots, and the document could not be automatically extracted. Da da da. Right? Then I said, provide a categorized summary of possible fibers. Before I can do that, I need to make sure we're working from the actual images, right? You previously shared a few screenshots from the PDF, but I still do not have a full set of the. I did. I sent you the full PDF. What are you talking about? Then, from the screenshots you already shared, here's a preliminary possible fiber summary based strictly on what I can visually inspect. I hope you guys can hear me. Yeah, you can hear me. What's up, friends? Hi, Scully, Amy, Redman, Blue Devil. Listen to what this says. It's crazy. Then it goes, okay, here. Okay. Preliminary categorized summary of possible fibers from the shown images. 1. Light-colored linear strands. They appear pale tan, linear, slightly curved on asphalt surface. These appear in multiple photos as thin, straight, or slightly bent lines. They are most likely environmental debris such as dried grass, straw, or plant fibers, rather than confirmed textile fibers or human hair. So I guess what I thought I was looking at is actual, I don't know, dried grass, maybe is what I was looking at. Okay. Now, you think to yourself, why would the cops be taking photos of that? And then my only explanation would be, well, I haven't really thought it out fully, but my only explanation would be that that came from somewhere. Meaning that all of this dried grass or whatever on this asphalt, on this pavement, came from a park or the fields. I keep thinking about the band's fields over there, possibly right behind the White's apartments. You know that big ass fields over there. It might have come from there, right? And that's why they're taking pictures of it. Then it says, reasoning, the lack of fine tapering at ends, relatively thick compared to typical hair, and there's no clear root, bulb, or cuticle detail. This is why it's telling us that it's not hair. Possible types, it's plant fibers, dried grass, thin wood splinters. Now, the thin wood splinters got me. I was like, what? Thin wood splinters? Why? But anyway, then tiny light specks, tiny thin fragments on the gravel. These are not obvious fibers. They may be aggregates or random debris rather than thread-like material. They're too small to classify. I did not see any woven fiber fragments, any textile threads, yarn fibers, cloth-like structure, nothing like that, okay? There's no obvious human hair, it's saying. I saw no distinct hairs that shows that. This is why it's telling us it's not hair. Or translucent, typical of human or animal hair. No apparent blood, like staining. The images did not show any blood or anything like that. If you want, I can check for color distortion, reflective patterns, or suspected stains. Important forensic note. Even if a strand looks like a fiber or hair in these photos, this is not enough to confirm identity or origin. Okay. To produce complete categorized summary for pages, I need to access either the extracted images files. I gave you that, though. I gave you that. All right. So that's that, right? Let's go to the next thing. Um, in a crime scene, hair and hair withdrew is fucking gold. They knew it had to be hid and used debris, just like 911 unconscious. Hey, Truth Sleuth, what up? What up? I'm slow. Are we being gaslit? I think Chat GPT may be gaslighting us. I don't know, because I fucking saw hair. Let me show you guys again. It's good that we're here. Let's do this. I'm gonna share my screen. Let's go to the BK file. Does anyone would anyone have any idea why these 117 tire tracks are important to this investigation? Why are they taking this photos of this? They're trying to steer us maybe another direction. Do you think perhaps they're just trying to steer us to look here? Um, look in this direction, but there's really nothing there. Like, really? But then if I look at this from the point of view as what they're saying that it could be straws of vegetation, straws of grass, a dead grass, right? Why would that be important to look at these, to take, like, I think this is what Chat GPT is picking up on. Like this. Chat GPT thinks I'm pointing out to this, right? Like, yeah, I see that. But what about the hairs? Are they not able to see that, you know, closely? I really don't understand why this is important. Like here, okay, you're measuring the tire tracks, okay? You see that? Like, is that what they're taking a photo of here? And if so, why? I mean, I was told these tracks are from August, months prior. I'm just trying to figure out why it's so important. But if you look at this. If you look here, yeah, I do see what AI is seeing. They're seeing the dead, these strands, the straws, like from a straw hat or dead grass, It's visible. I see a lot of them here. The question is, why are we taking photos of this? What is the purpose here? Now this here I see one, two, three. Like three. Or is there a footprint that I'm missing? Am I missing like no, that's not. That wouldn't be. That wouldn't make sense. No. See, it's just not making sense to me what this is all about. What do you guys think about this? Is it just like, is it not important for us to even, is it a nothing burger? Should we not even care about this at all? It's not part of the investigation. They're trying to lead us a different path. I don't know what to think of this. So, um, this bag, you see it everywhere. It's moved 30 million places, right? Now, let me pull up another batch here. Okay, let's move on to another batch. Scully, it was pretty I wouldn't say cheap, but I don't know. I think it was like four. No, it was cheap. It was like 100, I think, for the mic. I like it. ID, why so many? That's the thing. I'm like, why are you taking 117 pictures of this? It always stumps me, and I'm still trying to figure it out, but I don't know. So we're gonna move on to another batch. I want to show you guys something we kind of briefly talked about on our last live. It was about Ethan. Let's see if it's batch 4. Let me open it up. Okay, batch 4 begins with Eric Gowers. Let's see if batch 4 also shows the inside of the car, because that's where I want to get at, the inside of the vehicles. No, it's not batch 4. Let's do, perhaps it's batch 2. Okay, let me share my screen. What kind of speaker do you have? Yep, it's this one. Okay, here we go. All right, here we go. Oh, we were looking at this yesterday on Kane's Live. We were looking at this because Hunter Johnson says Hunter Johnson says that he walks into that he checks the closet. And last night we were talking about why even I was thinking about it this morning. I'm like, Hunter Johnson, why are you telling us? Why is that significant? Why are you telling us? Why is that part of you know, your step? It was a step. In his story, checking the closet was a step. Like he had to tell us this. And I'm like, okay, but why is that significant? Because obviously you're coming down the hallway, right? You don't know what's going on. You're coming up the stairs, you're walking down the hallway, and the first thing you'd see is Xana and Ethan. You'd just immediately see Xana and Ethan, right? So notice how there's blood here. This attack happens with the door opened. This attack happens with the door opens because there's blood right here. So someone barged into their room to attack them. It's possible Xana had her door closed. It's very possible Xana had her door closed and someone walked up in there, man. Damn. But my point is that, okay, Hunter Johnson, you're walking down this hallway. You see Ethan and Xana. Your first reaction is not call 911 immediately. Instead, you're like telling them, get out, get out, get out, right? And you're not calling 911 when you see the bodies. Instead, you go to the kitchen to grab a knife, and then you tell us that you go into the closet. See, but I have to go back to his interview and see like the timeline of events as far as his story goes. What happens first? Did you go to the kitchen before or after you say you checked the closets? Like, how did that go down? Because, bro, you see Ethan and Xana, right there, lying dead on the floor. As soon as you get to the top of the steps, as soon as you're right here by the living room area, you know, you could automatically see their bodies. Why are you calling 911 at that point? Why are you then doing this other stuff? Going to the kitchen, checking in the closet. Why? That doesn't make sense to me. Why would you check the closet to see if a suspect is still there? You think a suspect would still be there after mutilating these two people? How? No, it just doesn't seem logical to me. Their story doesn't make sense. It really doesn't, man. Okay, so what I wanted to show in this batch, let's take a look at. Let's see if we let's go inside of their vehicles here. Okay. Oh, look at the leash right here. Look at Murphy's leash. See, there's Murphy's leash here. And we are in Kaylee's room, right? So that means that she uses a leash for them, right? For her dog, not for them. She uses a leash for Murphy. Did she place it there? Did she take him out and place it there afterwards? You know? Or whoever took Murphy out that night because she wasn't home. Maybe Kaylee's like, oh, Dylan, Jack Decor, hey, take my dog out. I'm not home yet. Can you take him out for me? Then put him back in the cage or something. I'm thinking as a dog owner, that's what I'd be saying to like whoever's watching him, right? Because we know that Murphy was alone, not alone, but Murphy spent some time alone, yeah, while everyone was out partying, right? And they were not home. So as a dog owner, I'm just thinking, hey, whoever was watching him, did Kaylee call them and say, hey, take him out for me, put him back in the cage before I get home? As soon as I get home, from work or anywhere I am, the first thing I do is let the dogs out. They've been holding it in. You got to let the dogs out. When Kaylee got home from the corner club, in my mind, I imagined that her first instinct or the first thing she'd do would be let Murphy out, right? Unless she had someone else do it, like Dylan or Lakeland. I don't believe Kaylee told Maddie to take him. Maddie and Bethany. I don't believe the story that Maddie and Bethany took the dog out. I don't believe that story because Maddie was wasted and Kaylee knew it. Kaylee saw it. Maddie was fucking wasted. I doubt it. I doubt she'd say, oh, let the dog out for me or whatever. So I'm curious now about this leash because the dog would be in a leash, I imagine. Where they're at, they can't just let them. It's not the yard is not fenced in. So I strongly doubt that Murphy would be let out without a leash. Again, that yard is not fenced in. He could just run away. You think Kaylee would let Murphy run away? No, I think she'd be more cautious. I think that Murphy would always be on a leash if she was letting them out, in my opinion. Do you guys also notice how every room has a luggage? It almost seems like every room has a luggage. Then when I was looking at Xana's bedroom, in that closet, did you see like clothes all over? You see a luggage underneath her bed. Then if you look at the closet, which Kane brought up a good point yesterday. Kane said, well, is this how, because when you're trying to analyze someone's behavior, you have to look at a pattern of something, right? So Kane brought up a good point yesterday. He said, wait, does Xana normally have a messy closet this way? Or was it just ransacked? Was someone going through her stuff? You see a luggage underneath Xana's bed, completely empty and opened. Empty and opened. As if someone was looking for something. And Xana's closet as well. You think they were looking for drugs? Do you think The connection is that, in my opinion, allegedly, I'm just speculating here. Would how's this theory that Molly McMichael is in fact a drug dealer, and that Molly McMichael dropped off actual drugs this night, and that these poor kids, these poor kids were killed because of these drugs. Someone was trying to steal the drugs or money. I think that's a possibility to look into. Um, so let's continue. I want to look inside these vehicles. Let's do this. Here we go. This is and then you clearly see like something was happening here, right? This is Nana's bedroom now, right? And it was like some drug paraphernalia going on here. These little dots are interesting too. Like these specks of blood, it's almost as if drips, right? So when I look at this, I'm like, trigger warning, right? This is, the way this looks like it's dripping out of somewhere. Like possibly, the actual knife, and it's low the knife would be loaded with blood, right? Trigger warning. And then it's just like dripping, like these little drips, because the person is holding a knife out, right? So then you see all these little drips everywhere, right? And then like when it's like that, it seems like it's just smeared. Like these parts, it was like smeared. That means the like blood fell on there, but then it was smeared. You get what I'm saying? I mean, Xana's room was the room where we see all of it. Like this is the room where we see most of the blood. And it's just horrible, man. Because it's not like in one corner, one section. It's like every wall in this room there's blood. And that's because Xana was fighting. Xana was really fighting, man. Bro. She probably was all over this room with the attackers, like all over, man. Here, this is what I'm talking about. You see this? Like it's a valid question to ask whether or not. It's a valid question to ask. I doubt Xana lived like this. This room looks like someone was looking for something. I doubt Xana would just like live this way. No, I don't think so. Someone was looking for something in here. Look at this. Like, look at all this blood. Yeah. So here it is. I mean, you know, didn't did Xana just you know what occurred to me? You know what occurred to me? Remember Lakeland says that she took a photo of Ethan's clothes. Remember Lakeland says that? That there's a photo of Ethan's clothes in her phone. That night, she took a photo of Ethan's clothes. Why? Why? And here, like, what were you looking for? And again, here, like, hangers, you see these hangers? These hangers are also in Ethan's car. You see hangers like this in Ethan's in the back of his, I don't know if it's the Ford or the Jeep, but we're going there. Um, in the beginning, Amy says in the beginning, they say Emily was fighting with Xana, Hunter Johnston, and Emily would go in her room behind her back. And that's why Xana had to get her door changed. That's crazy. What was the reason? Damn, how can we prove that? How can we verify that, Amy? And why would they be fighting? Over money, over drugs, over boys? Absolutely. And maybe they snatched a handful of stuff because there was a co-hanger outside by the Jeep. Yes. Yes. Blue Devil. And then Blue Devil. And then you try and make all these connections. And then you have not the gentleman. I don't know why I'm calling him a gentleman. The dude at 1118 that morning walking out with a blue container. So you're trying to make the connection here like, wait, perhaps, you know what is a fucking crazy thing? Like, I thought this too, speculating that perhaps they used the clothes inside Xana's closet to clean up some blood. Let's clean up blood or something. And then they had to get rid of it. What was in that blue container? Like, that's a mystery right there. That morning, that white pickup truck pulled in and pulled out of 1118. I'm sorry, 1118 with a blue container. What was that about? Right? Liberty, liberty. There was a rumor, Dana says, there was a rumor of Maddie throwing away drugs and flushing them down the toilet. You know what? Like, sometimes rumors could be true. And it fucking sucks because how do you prove it? But think about it. If this is true, think about it. If this is true, okay, why would Maddie flush them down the toilet? Then you put yourself in that position. Why would I flush drugs down the toilet? Like my channel, Stoner Podcast, I told you I use miracle marijuana every now and then because it does have medical benefits, you know? So I do. Every now and then I use it. Now, I love it, right? Why would I flush them down the toilet? My only logical reason would be, oh shit, I'm getting caught. Oh shit, I'm getting caught. Oh shit, cops. Oh shit, I have to flush it down. I have to get rid of this. I'm getting caught. I'm going to get charged and whatever, whatever. Was someone after Xana? Who was after Xana? Who was after Xana and these drugs, if that's true? Because she would not flush them down for any reason. Why? For any reason? No. So maybe the cops were on her ass. Damn. I could see that happening too. And that might explain the ransacking. Yeah, like where are they? Where they at? Where they at? You know? And then Xana wouldn't speak. And Xana's like fighting back, like, no, like, you know, and they offed her. That's a possibility. That's crazy. But wow. Just for drugs, man. And this here too, this cord, like this. So let's go to the cars, right? Because I mean, this is crazy. They took all her clothes down, right? Boom, boom. The luggage, everything. Look, they even went up here. They even went up here. They're for sure whoever did this was looking for something. Was it the cops? Was this staged to look? Was this staged to make it appear like a burglar? Because that could be another like that's probably another thing too. Because maybe they wanted Kohlberger, they wanted to plant it this way, and perhaps make it appear that it's Brian Kohlberger. He's a drug user. He went in there for drugs. Could the cops have done it and staged it that way just to frame Kohlberger? Look, Murphy. This is Murphy right here biting in. My dog does that too. This is Murphy biting into the, I bet you. I can't get over this either. I can't get over this because I think this is staged. I believe that something happened back here. Like this part of it looks staged. There's no way. There's no way. The killer was like very cautiously. The killer cautiously. He just, he went in really quiet like a little mouse, you know, coming through this hallway. No, I doubt it. Is that for sure a French fry? And that's dried up blood. But why does it look like that? Okay, cool. So, yeah, look, the phone, everything was right there, right here. Phone hanger clothes, a mess. Right here, a fucking mess. Wherever you find the phone, like, wouldn't you think wherever the phone is where the person is, right? Where the person was. Because we're tied to our phones. So wherever you see the phone is where the person was and the person was attacked. Wouldn't you think So right here, boom, in the hanger. There's blood on the hanger too. There's blood on the hanger. Look. So I can't say it's staged. So I gotta erase that thought. I can't say this was staged because there's blood in the hanger, right? Or am I not thinking of it right? These three, why three? Boom, 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 boom. I see three up here too. Why three? Yeah. And then that part of it looks like someone smashed. Like someone smashed, like not grass, glass, like broken glass type of deal. That's what that looks like. Like someone smashed something to the window, like through something. I don't know, man. And okay, so here's like Kate's kind of like Kate. So if Xana was on her bed, so if this Xana's phone, Xana was on her bed, or is this Ethan? So Xana was on her bed and Ethan was standing up, or vice versa. That's what I was thinking. That's what I was thinking. Yo, did Murphy really survive this? Do you guys think Murphy really survived? Damn. You know what that looks like? This, like that? Like, when your hair is wet? Like when your hair is wet or something, and like you go, like, I don't know, not the dudes. The dudes wouldn't understand. And you, like, shake it, like, I don't know. Okay, this I'm just gonna say it. This is a thought that occurred to me that Murphy was maybe filled with Murphy maybe had blood on him from sniffing them out or something. I think Murphy knew the attack. I think Murphy heard the attack. I think Murphy tried getting close to them. You think that Murphy, like, shaked himself off, shake the blood off, and it splattered when he shook his body? These two things don't look the same. It doesn't look like the same. These two cast marks, whatever you call it doesn't look the same. It looks like um one happened in one time and another happened in another time, if that makes sense. Like it this is not from one injury. It looks like this is several injuries, like several things happening here. It's fucking crazy. It's fucking crazy. Damn. Anyway, like this, like I can't, like, oh my God, my heart breaks for Xana. I swear to God, my heart breaks for Xana. This here, you know what that looks like? Smudge. That looks like smudge. Like she possibly had blood on her hands, and she's trying to, like, as I'm saying this, I'm like, my hairs, they're standing up. I feel that these marks are her just trying to survive. Just trying to survive, man. Okay. Now, Taco Bell, we know Taco Bell was here. So again, I think they had Taco Bell. They didn't have no freaking no. No, it wasn't Jack in the Box. It wasn't. And you know who loves Taco Bell? You know who loves Taco Bell? Fucking Kai Davis, right? Let's continue. Even here, they right here. I don't know. Like with the knife, how do you get these splatters? How do these splatters happen? Why does this look? Oh, okay. Taco Bell, Eric Hauer. Redman, what you mean? I see you, Redman. Why? I see you, Redman. You're not on the wrong one. I see your comments. Okay. So what I wanted to do was see like fucking oh man. Now, damn. Whoever did this, they hated Anna and Ethan. Whoever did this, there was hate. There was hate in their heart for Xana and Ethan. You're not going to tell me this crime is not a crime of passion. It's a crime of passion. Full of this to me literally is a crime of passion. You're not going to look at these photos and tell me that it was done for nonsense. It's nonsense to think that Brian Kohlberger did this and not even know them. It's nonsense. No way in hell. Whoever did this, they knew 100% who they were. Okay? Like that's fucking bullshit. There's no way. Okay. Let's keep moving on. Or else we'll never get there, right? So what we want to do is look at the here we go. Yo, this luggage. Is this the same luggage in Emma Bailey's is this the same luggage in that Emma Bailey footage, you guys? Do you guys know what I'm talking about? There's even blood on it. There's even how? Like explain to me, you guys. Explain how did blood get all the way? How did blood get all the way in that luggage? There's no way. That luggage wasn't there. No. That luggage was not underneath that bed during the crime. If there's blood in this luggage, that luggage was out here, baby. It wasn't underneath the bed. It was not. There's no way. Unless the killer went through the luggage and put it back in, then I can see that. Oh, okay. But yeah. And then this luggage, a subscriber in here, I forgot. Was it Leah? I think it was Leah. I'm not sure. Leah or Blue, maybe? One of you guys made that connection. You guys made that connection because you wrote me a comment on one of the videos. You're like, someone said, oh, this is the same. This looks like the same luggage we saw in Emma Bailey's footage. So here, hangers. This looks like something was dragged. Something bloody was dragged. That right there, it looks like something bloody. You dragged something that was bloody. Oh boy. See that? Damn. We're getting there. We're getting there. Oh. They pushed it in. Like I said, there's no way that pink luggage was underneath that bed because it's got blood in it. So, did they push it in for the photo? That pink luggage looks very familiar. Perhaps they pushed it in for the photo. Look, see that? But that pink luggage looks familiar, and I'm not incriminating or I'm speculating that not only myself, someone else here on one of my subscribers, they also made the connection when they saw Emma Bailey's footage. They said, "Wait a second, that pink luggage looks familiar." Here, I mean, these cops possibly move things around because how do you see this Steelers jersey here, but then you also see a Steelers jersey in Bethany's room as well, right? See, that's it. They definitely put. You see how it's got like little ridges here, like it's got ridges. This luggage, they absolutely pushed it in for the photo. That's it. And I saw blood in it. This one doesn't show. Where's the blood? I mean, first of all, like, why are you moving shit around? These fucking cops suck. Why are you moving shit around? Ethan and his Ethan's yeah. This is what he was wearing. He was wearing this. All right, so let's keep going here. I think Bronx Tales has it. I think Bronx Tales has it. You want me to look for it? Okay. Let me go to her channel and check it out. I remember her showing it. Yes, Gully, can you look for it? Please? Bronx Tales had it. She foia it too. I gotta give her a shout out. Okay, so let's continue. Yeah, they obviously moved everything here. Now let's move on to. Now they go through all the bedrooms here. This is Maddie's bedroom. Okay, now we're in Bethany's bedroom. And you'll see in Bethany's bedroom the Steelers jersey too on her chair. Here, see? You're like, wait a second. What's going on here? Like truly. Are they moving shit around or cuz remember, Ethan has a Steelers jersey and Xana has one. So is this Ethan's or Xana's jersey on her chair? Right? And if so, why? I mean, but her bedroom also, like Bethany's also looks like really this is how I can't see that. I can't see a young lady having her clothes this way. I really can't. Did they go into Bethany's stuff too? Look, Taco Bell. That's probably Kai Davis's order right here. Kai Davis, you left your order. Let me get a tissue. You found it? Yes. Came through clutch. Here we go. Thank you, Skull. But how do I live without you? I want to. Scully, the link is not letting me link. What the fuck? I can't, like, when I click on it. Oh, maybe I have to do it out of StreamYard. Okay, email. Yes, thank you. Email for sure. I'm on the email right now. You know my email address. How do I live without you? I want to know. Okay, here we go. How do I ever survive? How do I? Okay, we're going to show Emma Bailey's we're going to show Emma Bailey's Got It arrest video. Shout out to Bronx Tales True Crime. I'm going to show you her page now so that you guys can go and give her a follow. And the reason we're showing this is because the whole purpose is because we made a connection. We made a connection between something in Xana's room and something we saw in this video footage here. And so please go follow Bronx Tales True Crime. Okay, that's her channel. She has a little pup here. We're going to watch this and let's go.
Okay, so we're hoping that you can help us get to the bottom of how he died. Okay, but right now you're under arrest for delivery. Okay, you're under arrest for delivery, but we'll talk about where we go from here. Okay.
Let me know if you guys can hear this, okay?
Is that you did not know what he was getting.
Thank you, Skull, for adding Bronxy's channel to the chat.
But I'm telling you, Caden's dead. Okay.
Please go follow her channel. This is Emma Bailey's arrest. Again, the purpose we are watching this is because we made a connection here between a pink luggage that was that we saw in this video,
Anybody else in your apartment?
which appears to be the same pink
Is anybody else up
luggage
in that apartment? Yeah. Who else is up in there?
that we found that we're seeing in
How many
Xana's
other people do we
bedroom.
need to be concerned about?
For what?
Anything?
There's nothing going on up there. I don't know what you're.
Okay. So somebody's dead. We're obviously here with guns out here and stuff like this.
How did
We
he
need to make
die?
fentanyl overdose. That stuff is so lethal that even
But he
after,
left the hospital. He said I told him not to leave the hospital.
and then he declined.
But that's not how is this my
So they're talking about Caden Young. Caden Young, as we know, was an Idaho 4 student. I'm not Idaho 4. Was a student at Idaho State University. He was in the fraternity. I believe he was the frat president. And he passed over a drug overdose after leaving the hospital. And this is Emma now finding this out.
fault?
You served him the drugs.
No, I didn't.
So well, that's what we want to talk to you about because that's the information that
I
we
didn't
have.
even know that he had this.
They didn't have what?
The drug. I just called the ambulance so that he could be saved.
Okay. So we do want to talk to you about that. You are in custody right now, so I need to advise you of your rights. Okay. You have
So
the
are
right
you trying to arrest me for what are you trying to arrest me
for
for?
delivery,
But somebody died. So
but somebody died in King County, not in Centralia.
in
So-
King County,
Yeah, well, he was delivered.
you said that he died in
He
Centralia.
died in Centralia, okay, but the drugs were delivered in King County, and so our prosecutor doesn't want to do the homicide. He wants us to work the delivery, okay?
What? Yeah. I feel her. What are you talking about, dude?
Okay, so we can talk later if you want to, but I'm going to advise you of your rights. You have the right to an attorney. You have the right to remain silent, okay? You have the right to have him present with you before any questioning if you wish. So, there are other people there, but they're not anybody we need to be concerned with in the conversation. Okay, I'll do it as soon as I have some hands free. Yep. All right, bye.
I mean, this goes on all night. This goes on all night here.
We're confused as to why this happened.
Who
Like
pi-
why
who picked
why
Up, who picked up a random bag?
Caden?
When did you do
Listen,
that?
listen.
I'm not driving at all.
Just in general.
I'm sorry, Edie Redman. It's pretty low. Yeah, you just got to put it up on your ends. The audio is kind of low here.
Had you heard that the cocaine was getting laced with fentanyl? Have you heard that on the street?
No. I hear they picked up a random bag off of the ground. This is why I'm super confused as to why this happened. Like why and why
Who picked up a random bag?
Caden?
When did he do that?
The night Sunday night?
So what?
I don't know
what
if I'm supposed to be
cocaine-
telling
what-
you this about my lawyer or not. This is why I want to speak with him. I would like to speak with Demetrius.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
Yes. Good girl.
This isn't like I don't even understand half of what's going on. I literally just figured this out like recently.
Yeah, I want to speak. Exactly. Yeah, speak to your lawyer, girl.
May I please speak with him, with you guys, please? May I please
No.
go over there.
Not with the way that he is. No.
May I please? Can you walk me like 100 feet away to let him know that he needs
But
to calm down?
you've already let him know that, and
He can't hear me over the
he's-
car. I want
choosing-
him to look at me.
he's choosing the way to speak the way that he is.
Huh? I'm not dating him. This is one of my best friends though, yes. Mutual friends. please speak with him together?
Who's we?
Obviously, you guys, because it has to be supervised, correct? And you want to ask us questions.
How old are you?
22.
I don't need to supervise you.
So may I go over there?
No. I
So
can
then
tell
I
you
don't
that
understand why you said that. Because you do need to
I
supervise
don't
me,
need to.
correct?
This isn't a guardian ad litem situation.
I'm confused then.
Yeah. What the fuck?
Hold on, that's the cousin's phone.
Sure. So the situation is this: is that you are not being honest with us. We do know that you were a active participant in the arrangement for Caden to get drugs. Okay, we know that's the case. We are involved because he died in Centralia. That started our investigation. All right.
So was Caden dealing for them and he ended up using the drugs and passed away? I'm curious, was Caden dealing drugs and was the connection to Emma like because he just said right here.
So the situation is this: is that you are not being honest with us. We do know that you were a active participant in the arrangement for Caden to get drugs.
You were an active participant, sorry, in the arrangements for Caden to get drugs. So was Caden dealing for her? Is my question, and then used all of these drugs.
Okay, we know that's the case. We are involved because he died in Centralia. That started our investigation. All right, and then from that, we learned that while he was in Centralia, he did the deal with you, an agreement to come up to Seattle and party with you. And as a
You see what I'm saying? Was Caden the connection? Was Caden selling all of these drugs for them? Because they're from Seattle, right? And was Caden just the connection? He had the network. Caden had the network to all the frats and you know the drug users that needed this.
result of that, he died.
You, what are you? Will you repeat that, please? Because that sounded kind of.
Sure. So, Caden died in an apartment in Centralia. Okay, the police were called. We came and investigated it. Through our investigation, we learned that he came over to Washington from Idaho to hang out with his friends, party, and get high. He made arrangements with you via Snapchat to go and party and get high in Seattle. While he was in Seattle partying, getting high, he essentially died. You did the right thing. You guys rendered aid and you called an ambulance. He was transported away from there. The trouble is that he still died from it. The cocaine that he consumed had fentanyl in it. I know you don't make your own cocaine. I know you just sell it. This batch that you had, and you probably have more of it, is absolutely deadly. Deadly. He was a young guy, right? Healthy. He shouldn't have died from cocaine. That's why we're here.
What a waste. Like, girl, clean up your act. What a waste, man. You could be doing so much good for. I'm sorry, I don't mean to be judgmental. I'm sorry. I'll take that back. Like, you could be doing so much good and positive things.
Just life.
Are you being 100% serious right now?
Well, why'd the dog alert on your car? Can you tell me
Because
that?
I'm high.
No.
So I don't understand what you're saying right now.
What part?
Because I'm high.
What part?
I'm not high at all.
Not?
No, sir, I'm not.
Just alcohol?
Yes, sir.
Okay,
You,
what kind
you,
of-
you changed the subject. The subject was on your
I
car
would
and what's
like
in
to
it.
speak with him. I want him to answer for you.
I know. No, what we're asking you, it is your car, and you're the one who's at least doing the
Do I not
middling.
have other people in my car?
I
Not
don't
today
know.
you did.
Yes, sir.
Look, they go on. This goes on all the way through the night. Okay, I'm going to go to the part.
Talk about what we've been doing all day.
Okay. So this obviously was recorded. Is that March 21st?
So you think that
Yeah. See that? This was recorded March 21st, obviously after the murders, right? So there's no way that it's the same luggage. But still, let's take a look because you know what? It can still be the same style and it can also tell us a story. Even if it's the same style of luggage, it means something, right? But let's look. Here we go. So now they're going through her stuff, right?
It might not be, but it's big package.
See if it goes with anything else we got.
Here it is. You see? Holy shit. I mean, once again, this was recorded March 2023. We're now a couple months after the Idaho 4 murders, right? Now look at this pink luggage. Doesn't it look similar? Again, it doesn't mean anything. Obviously, we know it cannot. There's no way it can be the same luggage. There's absolutely no way. But it can tell us of the style, just the style of it. If it's the same style, then perhaps this is just a way that they transported this stuff, you know?
I mean, it might not be, but it's big package.
See if it goes with anything else we got.
Just trying to. Sports delivery function.
Important.
Well, it's powder. I hate this shit. Oh, yeah, it's powder. Yeah, did you hear that?
Here it is.
Men's draws.
You see that? Okay, so the ridges are not the same as the other luggage. The other luggage had ridges, but that gold thing here, I wonder if it's the same brand. No,
With it
I'm
comes
curious if it's the
Men's
same
chonies,
brand.
men's draws, men's wife beater, men's draws.
See that gold here? Now let me pull up the picture on my end. I wonder if it's the same brand. What was that, batch 5? Let me go there real quick. Yeah, batch 5. What's up, baby? My baby Lancy. This is my baby Lancy. All right. I'm going to pull up batch 5 really quick just to compare. I want to see if it's possibly the same brand, right? Same luggage brand. So, okay. Can we ask AI if it's the same? I wonder if I could put that through AI and it can tell me what the brand is. Okay, where are you, luggage? Where are you? Let's go up. It's up here somewhere. Okay. Okay, here we go. All right. So I have, it has gold wheels. This luggage has gold wheels and a gold little plaque in the front, similar to this one. I kid you not. That's kind of sick. That's kind of sick if you think about it.
Powder. I don't know what kind of powder it is, but it's what that shows you. Okay. So that said, I'll put this back in here, put it in the car. I'll toss it in the trunk. Moving over to her baggie.
Is it possible that Emma Bailey was shipping these?
With the acetone. Yeah, that was weird. There's spices and acetone. Looking up evidence there. Let's go a little bit.
It's crazy, you guys, because it looks similar. It's so crazy how similar it looks. If you take this luggage, take a screenshot of this one and the one in Xana's room, man, it looks so fucking similar. I'm looking at it. I have the other
That
picture
we agree
pulled
is
up.
out of scale. Correct. That can go back in the car.
That's wild. I want to thank Bronx True Crime for this. You guys go give her a follow. So the pushers gave out a batch of luggage to all the dealers for transporting large quantities. How else? How else are you gonna where how else, okay, if you have large quantities of something, how else are you going to deliver it to these people? You know what I mean, ED Redman? If you have large quantities of drugs, how else are you going to, like, I mean, the luggage to me would, luggage or a bag or would, what do you think? Anyway, let's go back to the crime scene photos because um, I want to go back to Ethan and Ethan's car. Okay, so it's not batch five. It possibly batch one. Could be batch one. So let's pull up batch one. Let me share my screen. Thank you all for being here today. Like, look, really quick. Really quick. Look. It looks so much like it. It's crazy. It's crazy because it could be like, I don't know. All right, so let's move on to batch one. Okay, so what we're looking at here, we're going to, this is Brian Kohlberger's car. Look, I wish they did this to Eric Gower's car. They didn't do none of this shit to Eric Gower's car. Look how the fuck they took out everything. God damn, they took out everything in this car. This, look, no sunroof. No sunroof, right? This car has no sunroof. It has that bug guard, whatever you call it, on the hood. This would have been visible in the footage because it's unique. Let me continue. Oh, that's the end of it. Duh. Gotta go to the beginning, right? So let's go to the start. Okay, here we go. Notice how if the lights in this room are off, if the light is off, you're not able to see. You're not able to see through if the light is off. Okay. Here we are. Yep. Hanger. Boom. Hanger. Again. You see those white spots? You see all that? Like, that's interesting to me. Um, like something was being brought into the house, like something. All right, we're going to the car. That's totally a boot print. It's a big old boot. It could have been the cops. So, what we want to look at, we're going into their vehicles. Am I in the wrong batch again? I might be in the wrong batch again. Maybe. Okay, here we go. Yes, finally. All right, so the inside of this is Maddie's car. Again, Maddie's car, just like Kaylee. Just like Kaylee, Maddie's purse is in here. Isn't that weird? Because the way it's hanging, it's like anyone can see right into the window. Were they afraid? Weren't they? Wouldn't you be afraid that someone will steal your purse from your car? I mean, They even have like the club, what do you call that? The club lock on your steering wheel. So wouldn't you be afraid if someone takes your purse? I think that's odd. So we went through this one last time. I guess it's not in this batch. Oh yeah, it is. Here we go. Okay, Maddie. I'm sorry. This is Xana here. The inside of Xana's car now. If this is the inside of Xana's car, then why is there a phone in the inside of Xana's car, number 7? Because I see two phones in Xana's room. There's two phones, one on the bed and one right outside the closet on the ground, on the floor. But now we see a third phone in Xana's car. Could it be an old phone, an old device that she never got rid of? I don't know. But that's interesting as hell to me too. What is Xana doing with a second phone? Right? Where are these car pictures? I mean, I don't know. Like, come on. I don't know about the Jack in the Box. I doubt it. I really don't. There's no record. There's no record. In fact, let me just share what I read about it. Give me 1 second. Let's go here. Is this it here? Oh no, this is the newer paperwork. This is the newer documents that were just released, right? But I want to show you is this part. Watch. I'm gonna get it for you. Hold on. Let me stop sharing here. Share. This one. Ready? So look at this. Right here. It says this is the reply to defendant's objection, right? To the motion in limine. Electronically filed in March of 2025. Comes now to the state of Idaho by and through the Latah County prosecuting attorney and respectfully replies to defendant's objection to state's motion in limine regarding the self-authentication records filed in March. The state seeks to rely on self-authenticating evidence as opposed to calling foundational witnesses in order to accomplish the same. It is understood that admission would be contingent upon the state's laying a proper foundation with a certificate affidavit under IRE 8036 or 8 and the requirements of IRE 90211. Hold on, let me Google this real quick. My dogs are getting fussy already. It's too early to be fussy. It's too early to be fussy, honey bunny. You gotta wait, my baby. Okay. So if I Google this, right, I want to understand what this says right here. And it's gonna tell me that here. Let's read this together because we're gonna learn. We're gonna learn what this says. Here we go. They had so many people coming and going in the house, maybe because they could lock car, they deemed it safer. You know what? That's a good point, Redman. Don't drug dealers usually have multiple phones? Yes, they do. Yeah. Okay, so this is what it's telling us. When I Google this certificate, let's see what it means, right? And it says here, even though, oh, certificates or affidavits under this regulation right here establish a hearsay exception, while this regulation or policy provides self authentication. Together, they allow documents to be admitted into evidence without requiring the in person testimony of a records custodian. Oh, shit. So, this is a good way for the state to cover up that they don't need to actually, in fact, they don't need to have someone in person to testify regarding those records. The hearsay exception, even though these records are out of court statements, sorry, they are deemed reliable enough to be admitted. So records of a regularly conducted activity, business records, right? Covers records made at or near the time by someone with knowledge, except in a regular course of business and where making the record was a regular practice. This other one, public records, covers records or statements of a public office if they set out the office activities. No! Oh my God. A matter observed while under a legal duty report or a factual finding from a legally authorized investigation. To prove the documents are authentic, what they claim to be, they must be accompanied by the proper certification or affidavit. Certified copies of public records applies to a public records or requires that a copy of the official record be certified. Okay, I get that. Certified domestic records of a conducted applies to a business applies to business oh, okay. So this applies to public records, this applies to business records. Okay, got it. You want some water? You want some water, sweetie? Here. Okay. So then it says, then the certified applies to business records, right? Okay, cool. Key requirements for admissibility. To successfully admit these records, you must satisfy several specific conditions. Content of the affidavit, criminal penalty, reasonable written notice, opportunity to inspect. You must provide the opposing party a fair opportunity to inspect the records and the certification before the trial or hearing. Boom, shakalaka. All right, so now let's go back to that court filing, right? Now that we know this, let's go back to the court filing. Holly, what's up? Welcome, welcome. I asked Gemini to put those in simple diagram form, much easier to understand. All right. So now we're going back to the filing. Let's go back there. Oh, this is the most recent one. I need the older one. One sec. Here we go. Oh, fuck. Wrong one. Wait, baby, wait. Sweet. Wait 1 second, my baby. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Hey, sweetie, honey. Okay, here we go. I found it. So now that we know that, let's go in here. Let's go back here. I keep opening the wrong tab because I have so many fucking shit open. So that's not the one. This is what I want to show you. Here. State's reply. I want to show you the state's reply. That's what I'm looking for. State's reply. Yeah, this one. Okay. That took me some time, but here we go. We got it now. Okay, so now that we know that, right, here we go. It is also understood that admission would be dependent on the state showing the relevance of the evidence, replying specifically to defendant's response. Okay, so now what we're looking for again, we're still down that rabbit hole of the Molly McMichael DoorDash order. And that bag, that picture that they keep showing us, yeah, that order they keep showing us that's on the table, on the kitchen counter, on the whatever, from Jack in the Box with Xana's name. There's no evidence of that, you guys. Number 16, right here it says DoorDash records for Xana Kernodle and Ethan Chapin. It says hard drive provided on April 5th, 2023. These documents are maintained by a business. The state would seek admission of the documents pursuant to the policy we just read. We read that already. And the state may rely on the attached records, state exhibits S at 9, from DoorDash regarding to a delivery to 112 King Road on November 13th at 3:59 a.m. This particular evidence provides a timeline of events for Xana before the homicides and corroborates state witnesses' testimony. This was provided to defendant on May 26, 2023. The state is in the process of obtaining a certificate of authenticity. Right? So then so if we keep scrolling, right? I'm looking for that DoorDash. No, that's not it. Okay. Hang on. Okay, sorry, you guys. I'm looking for. I think I know where to find it. One second. Let me look for it real quick. I know where it was. Um, I have it. I have it. Okay, let me. I'm gonna share my screen. Just give me one moment. Okay, here we go. It's number 16. Here. Um, number six. After the search warrant, no DoorDash record was found for Zana. But I'm looking for the official document. We know this. We know that after a search warrant, okay? But I'm looking for that document. Give me 1 second. Because I like showing it to you guys so you can see. All right, this is my last thing. I'm just going to do this, and I just want to show you this one thing before I close out. Okay? Actually, this is what I'm going to do, right? Because let's remove this. Okay. Now, we're going to take a look at Molly's. This sucks because I had everything ready to go. And now, hmm, I had it open and everything. Fuck. It's okay. I'm going to search for it again. I'm sorry. I'm sorry it's coming. Here it is. Okay. So let me stop this, share my screen. Okay, here we go. This is we're via Christy, Nevada. Here we go. Christy Nevada, give her a follow. This is Molly McMichael's arrest video. We're not playing the whole thing.
It's kind of
I want you guys to notice this vehicle. This white pickup Jeep she's in. Okay, let's make note of this. Okay. It looks like a car that is used for business activities because there's like a logo slapped right here on a door.
You took a pain pill recently?
She's gonna do the DUI. She hasn't done one in a while.
Unless you want it, but it's yours if you want it.
We'll just do the possession if there is.
That's fine. The other way?
Yeah.
And what's your name?
What are we doing?
What's your name?
What are we doing?
Well, I was going to ask you if you do some voluntary field sobriety tests.
I can do them, but I
Ophi, are you saying that Christy Nevada is Christy Chaos? Is it the same person? Can you let me know? Same person? Okay. Shout out to Christy Chaos, aka Christy Nevada. Thank you for this. I'm going to link her and Bronx Tales. I'm going to link those two videos in the description box after I'm done with the thumbnail and all of that. I'm going to link them in here. Please go follow them and show your support. These girls do the FOIAs. You know, I love them.
won't pass them
Okay, why won't you pass them?
because I have fibromyalgia, I have arthritis, I have a lot of issues with my body. It's very broken. I have nerve damage. I went through this before last time.
Okay. And what's your name?
Molly, my boy has my
Molly.
ID. I'm trying to call my boyfriend. It's his truck. Jimmy. Jordan pulled me over again. Yeah, I'm in
So Jimmy is her boyfriend's, and from what she's stating is that this is her boyfriend's truck.
Walmart parking lot.
And what's your name?
Molly, my boy has my
Molly.
ID. I'm trying to call my boyfriend. It's his truck. Jimmy. Jordan pulled me over again. Yeah, I'm in Walmart parking lot. The tags, and now they're DUI.
I'm just
DUI again.
She said DUI again.
510 stuff till you get
Same stuff. Can you get here, please?
Molly did tell me about taking a pain pill.
No, I'm not.
tell you what kind
I'm
of pill.
standing over here in Walmart parking lot. I was gonna take
Molly?
Maggie to the bathroom.
Did you say what type of pain pill it was? I'm sorry if I missed it. Was it
It was a hydrocodone,
hydro?
yes.
Was it a 5 milligram or a 3?
No, it's 10 milligrams.
Oh, a 10
I
milligram.
don't
Okay.
have a 3. I've been on
Oh,
them.
I'm sorry. I didn't know.
Or a 3. We don't.
I'm sorry. I don't know my pain pills.
You think after that leg thing it would be really familiar.
No, I try to use ibuprofen and
This is
Tylenol.
2 different.
There's no way.
Jimmy, this is 2 different ones. Jordan's not talking to me. Please. Are you coming?
Hey, Molly,
I'm
I
on
kind of
the
need your
porch,
attention.
I know. I'm just.
Okay.
He's coming. He has stage 4 and cancer. He's dying. He's coming.
Can he drive?
He's having his friend drive him. He doesn't. Or no, he's probably. Are you bringing the Subaru? Okay, he's bringing the car. Yes, he can legally drive.
Okay. All right, Molly. Hey, we got time limits, okay? So can we do
I know he.
So can you hang up the phone real quick?
Why
I can talk.
can't
I can
leave
tell.
him? I told him.
I mean, he knows where you are and he's headed this way.
I
There's
know,
not a whole
but
lot of
I
reason.
would like to keep him on the phone.
Because you can put it on your car.
Here, I can hold it and
No,
talk to him.
I just want to keep him on the phone. This was.
Yeah, just put it on speaker.
That's
Put it on
all
the
I
hood.
want to do. Okay, that's it.
You can just put it on the hood.
I'm putting you
He
on
can
the
hear
hood of the car. Okay, they're gonna try making me. I gotta try and do this Friday thing again.
Okay, well, I'll stay quiet while they do it. You're okay, babe.
I told him that I can't do
You
it.
know you're fine. You know you're sober. You know you're okay. Don't worry. No, I know it's triggering everything. God. Oh my God.
Right.
Please hurry.
Okay, Molly, you want to put that on the hood so we can get started? Sooner it's started, sooner it's over, okay?
It's not my truck, officer. It's his truck.
So the meth in here is not yours?
What meth?
I'll be right there.
What are you talking about?
The drugs.
What drugs?
Drugs in the car. To search my truck.
Okay.
What drugs?
No, I was just clarifying.
What drugs?
If there was drugs, they're not yours, right? Okay. Just want to make sure.
Jesus. He's coming.
So
Okay,
the
Mom.
drugs are not yours. Just clarify.
There's no drugs in there.
Okay. There's no drugs. You know that for a fact.
Yeah, it's not my
Thank
truck.
you so much.
Oh, wait. You don't know. Okay.
It's not my truck. I can't. God damn it.
Shout out to Holly. Thank you, Holly. I appreciate that. You're awesome, girl. Damn, thank you. I have the video pulled up. Thank you. I'm gonna play it after this, okay? I see that. Awesome. Yay, Holly. Thank you. I appreciate it. Holly is now a Sherlock. And you guys, yeah, I'm gonna play that 5 gifts. Holy shit, you guys, thank you. What the hell? Oh, you're freaking awesome, Holly. Thank you. Thank you so much. 5. Nice. That's so nice of you. Appreciate it, Holly. I'm gonna play that video. Really quick on this, I just want to get to the point where she says it right out of her mouth, man, that she saw Brian. And she says that when she's detained and she's sitting here and she said she saw Brian Koberger, okay? It came out of her mouth. Came out of her mouth. This is in September 2024. September 5th, 2024. Now listen to, this is the part I want to get to where she says, I saw Brian.
I left her property on top of the gun locker in the garage bay.
Can you run her triple?
Okay. Pullman 458 case number and time of custody. Molly, what's your address?
My permanent address is 131 North Garfield, Moscow, Idaho.
Go ahead.
What Garfield, Moscow, Idaho. My permanent address. My ID.
131 North Garfield.
Mhm.
Copy.
Thank you.
Does anyone know why she's like in pain? Why she looks like she's in pain? What do you think? Y'all that's what it is? Redman, you think that's what it is? Like, cause she looks like she's in pain. I don't know if it's the drugs or what. Okay, let me continue. But this is the part where she says, I saw Brian Kohlberger, which I think it's important to listen to it or look at it again. Watch.
Okay, Molly. So this is your request for DUI hearing form. So following this arrest, your license will be suspended. Okay, so if you want to apply for an ignition interlock driver's license, you need to fill out this form and respond to the Department of Licensing within 7 days. Okay, I'm gonna write 7 days on here for you. I think it says it in the body of it, but okay.
Cool. I'm not in trouble. Sorry, I'm not sure if I have an ulcer or something in this. It looks like my intestines.
Oh, she said her intent is intestines. That she's not, she feels like she has an ulcer? What?
Especially my ribs. It's just out.
That will happen with an ulcer. Do you want me to call medics in to see you?
No, it's just,
Okay.
it was, we have lots of stories. It's just out. I have extremely bad PTSD. My husband was murdered in front of me over in Moscow. Much other stuff.
Do you do Draeger for drug anyway? Hmm? Driving or being in actual physical control of a motor vehicle while under the influence of intoxicating liquor and or drugs. Further, you are now being asked to submit to a test of your breath, which consists of 2 separate samples of your breath taken independently to determine alcohol concentration. You are now advised that you have the right to refuse this breath test.
Actually, I think she's wearing she's actually have, I'm going to fast forward to, again,
test, and that if you refuse, your driver's license, permit, or privilege to drive will be revoked or denied by the Department of Licensing for at least 1 year, and your refusal to submit to this test may be used in a criminal trial. You are further advised that if you submit to this breath test and the test is administered, your driver's license, permit, or privilege to drive will be suspended, revoked, or denied by the Department of Licensing for at least 90 days if you are age 21 or over, and the test indicates alcohol concentration of your breath is 20 or more, or you are in violation of RCW 4661-502, driving under the influence, or RCW 4661-504, physical.
Trying to speed this up here. Oh boy. My computer is slowing down on me. It's tired. Oh boy. I just want to get to that part where she says it. Let's keep going. Maybe it's towards the end.
Mm-hmm. 12/29/1980.
Come on, Molly.
Okay.
Damn, I'm buffering real bad over here.
Deep breath in, same as last time. Okay, and blow. Okay, keep going. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. Almost done. Almost there. Almost there. Almost there. All done.
I hate seeing people in pain like that. No matter what, you know? She's human. She's a human being. Like,
if you can't reach down and grab them, if that's super hard, you can leave them right there. Not the
all right, we're almost done with this. I haven't heard her say it, so I don't know.
end of the world. Yes, please. Two copies.
All right, I can't do this. I can't do that anymore. She's driving me crazy. Whatever. Let's move on. Okay. Here it is. I found it actually on Court TV. So we'll go there. It's easier that way because we're just searching for it, and So
I'm a DoorDash driver. That's where I would go.
so this is what we're gonna do, okay?
You know, it's good to be on with Gray because we've had a lot of discussions where we pulled out maps and we've looked at things and talked about things, and what a great job he's done here. But the thing that's so important, I think, in this is the prosecution needs to get across the point that as she's exiting her vehicle to make that DoorDash delivery, if in fact all of the story is true, and he is now trying to leave this area, he's going to be on the driver's side of that vehicle. And
Here, I found it. This is via Court TV. Here it is.
Because I'm a DoorDash driver, so yeah.
You have to testify in which murder case?
Murder case for the college girl.
Oh.
I know that's for myself right now. Very simple. Big murder case here, so yeah. Because I'm a DoorDash driver, so yeah.
Let's listen to it again. Okay. Here we go. Come on, play. All right. So, yeah, my computer's slowing down, so I'm going to play this and give me 1 second. Come on.
I'm supposed to testify against Brian next year.
Brian?
Yep, I took all the girls over Moscow.
Well, this won't change any of that.
Yeah, well, he lied on my rent to the girl.
Any of that.
Yeah, well, he lied on my rent to the girl.
You guys are listening to this? She said, I was supposed to testify against Brian Kohlberger. And the officer says, well, you got a DUI. That's not going to change that. And then Molly says, if they find out, they're going to kill me. Wow.
I'm supposed to testify against Brian next year.
Brian?
Yep, I took all the girls over Moscow.
The man who killed all those girls over in Moscow. But remember, Ethan Chapin was there. So why would she say all those girls if Ethan was there, right? Then listen.
Well, this won't change any of that.
He says, yeah, well, if I have a DUI on my record, they'll kill me. So right away, she was nervous about this since she was nervous about this thing, about this. It's probably why she's freaking out. It's probably why she's freaking out because she knows she has to answer for someone. She has to answer for someone on this because now she's a witness. Listen.
I think they would be more concerned about the drug use than the DUI.
And now I have to testify. Big murder case here, so yeah, because I'm a DoorDash driver, so yeah.
You have to testify in which murder case?
Murder case for the college girl.
Oh.
She keeps saying college girls like Ethan has nothing to do with this. That's weird. That's actually weird how she's ignoring Ethan maybe not intentionally ignoring him, but it's not about the Idaho 4, it's about college girls.
And Vinny, just to clarify here, we of course picked out the 5 biggest statements she made in that bite we just played. Number 1, she says she is the DoorDash driver in the Idaho student murders case. Number 2, she says she will testify in the trial. Number 3, she says she saw Brian Kohlberger at the house. And number 4, Vinny, this to me is probably the most important one. She says she parked right next to him when she was making that delivery. And lastly, she says she's worried the prosecution will be unhappy about her DUI.
Why would she be worried about that? Like, what could they do to her?
Why here?
I'm sure they'll be unhappy. I want to bring Mike King into the conversation. They're not going to be happy, but witnesses are who they are. And this is of 4 University of Idaho students.
Oh my God, this doesn't happen here.
Detectives arrested 28-year-old Brian Kohlberger.
You could tell there was something off about him. He was stalking them. He was hunting them.
Forget about motive. We don't even have a connection.
This trial will be on Court TV.
I pray that we have justice.
The Idaho College Student Murders Trial. Live coverage begins this August, only on Court TV.
Yeah, well, what trial? What trial?
Oh.
So that's the self-identified DoorDash driver from the Idaho student murders case. Crucial witness in the case. She's arrested.
Use drugs. Okay.
I've been on them for years. My husband was murdered in front of me. He was shot 9 times. Her friend.
Where did that happen?
In Moscow.
Her husband was murdered in front of her, shot 9 times. This poor woman. This poor woman. What a life.
Who was your husband?
He shot me.
Unreal, right?
Yeah.
So she's saying that her husband was shot right in front of her. Right in front of her. And now she's a witness in another case, the most notorious case in the country. Unbelievable, but she is being arrested here, which brings us to line is haunting. On the night of November 12th, the victims enjoyed a typical Saturday, a bar, a food truck, a frat party. By 4 a.m., all were home. Between 4 and 4:25 a.m., investigators believe the killer struck silently, sparing 2 surviving roommates. Hours passed. Around noon on November 13th, a 911 call from one of the roommates reported an unconscious person. Police arrived to a grisly scene that shattered the town's sense of safety. A 6-week manhunt followed, ending with the arrest of a criminology PhD student. Arrived to a grisly scene that shattered the town's sense of safety. A 6-week manhunt followed, ending with the arrest of a criminology PhD student from Washington State University who was back home with his parents in Pennsylvania. Cell data, DNA on a knife sheath, and surveillance footage allegedly links him to the scene. A trial now looms, and the search for justice begins. Timeline is almost everything in this case, in this investigation, putting it together and trying to prove that the suspect is, in fact, responsible for all of these murders, all that bloodshed. I want you to take a listen. We took a look at a part of the timeline. Take a listen. By 3:30 a.m., everyone is back at home, and a white sedan prosecutors say was driven by the defendant is caught by a neighbor's surveillance camera driving by. 3 minutes later, the same car drives past the house heading out of the neighborhood. Then at 3:38 a.m., the driver does a second drive-by. At 3:56 a.m., the car passes by the house for a third time, in and out of the neighborhood.
That doesn't look like Brian Kohlberger's car. Like, it doesn't look like it.
Drive by. At 3.
That does not look. This right here looks like a Mustang. This car looks like a Mustang. You know how Mustangs have very like short very small windows? That doesn't look like an Elantra.
56 a.m., the car passes by the house for a third time, in and out of the neighborhood.
These were just girls that went to sleep that night, and he was stalking them. He was hunting them.
At 4 a.m., a DoorDash driver drops off food that Xana Kernodle ordered. At 4:04 a.m., the suspect drives up the street toward the house again. So in tonight's investigation, we're really focusing in on the DoorDash driver. And that brings us to the next question in our investigation. And it's about her. How does the Idaho DoorDash witness fit into this timeline? Gonna need some help with this one. Here to help our investigation, true crime YouTuber Gray Hughes from Gray Hughes Investigates, along with retired police commander Mike King. All right, gentlemen, thank you so much. Gray, I want to begin with you. And I want to take a look at some of those surveillance videos with the suspect's vehicle allegedly driving around 3:29 a.m. How are you putting together this timeline now with some of this new information?
Well, there were some recent documents that came out that had all of the different times that the vehicle was spotted on surveillance cameras, all the way from there was an A&W that it drove by, Ridge Road camera that drove up on Taylor Avenue, and the key camera in this case is the 1112 King Road camera. That camera, without that camera, there'd be hard to sort of piece things together. That picked up all kinds of different things, even lights from the vehicle as it drove by. When it came around the back, we've gone over this before in other episodes, but when the vehicle drives behind 500 Queen Road, as it's coming around to the actual house where the homicides took place, it turns and headlights hit 1127 King Road, which 1112 King Road was filming. So you can actually see as the car is turning just by the lights, and then it parks. Now, the thing is on pass number 1, 2, 3, and 4, the first pass, there's a minute 43 time frame where as it turns to park behind there before it leaves driving by the 1112 King Road camera. And that means the car stopped for about a minute 10 back there, maybe looking through Madison Mogan's window. Then on pass number 2 was 49 seconds. And then on pass number 3, 56 seconds. And the last one was 13 minutes. But even pass number 2 and 3, the car stopped for about 30 seconds or so because it does not take that long. It takes maybe 15 to 20 seconds to drive that distance. So it's really interesting when you see it all laid out in a timeline.
You know, I thought you laid it out really well on your YouTube channel. I want the folks at home to take a look at that, and I want Mike to take a look at it as well. Let's watch.
Kohlberger's parked right there. And here is the DoorDash driver. Let's move this piece. So they drive in, come around, and then at 3:57:50, parks right there. And she parked next to him. There he is. So he drove by right here at 3:58:23, and then he drove out, and then he drove around like this, and he's watching that DoorDash vehicle. He doesn't know what it is. He doesn't know it's a DoorDash delivery. And then he drives around like this and does a U-turn because it's concerning to him. And then he comes back up here and he looks over there.
So a big part of all this is
delivery. And then he drives around like this and does a U-turn because it's concerning to him. And she parked next to him. There.
Okay, wait a second here. Okay. So, okay. This is King Road, okay? I mean, sorry, this is the 112 King, okay? This is the Queen's apartments, and this is the White's apartments, right? This is Taylor, Queen, King. Queen, King, King, Taylor, White's, Queen's apartments. This is the house, right? So now let me hear what he said again.
He is. So he drove by right here at 3:58:20.
So right now, Gray Hughes is placing Molly. Gray Hughes placed Molly right here in front of the house. But according to Molly's statements, she didn't park on, oh, let me see, at 3:58:23. Okay.
23, and then he drove out, and then he drove around like this. And he's watching that DoorDash vehicle. He doesn't know what it is. He doesn't know it's a DoorDash delivery. And then he drives around like this and does a U-turn because it's concerning to him. And then he comes back up here and he looks over there.
So a big part of all this is her saying that she saw him, that she parked next to him. So Mike, from your perspective, do you think this is all happening in the front?
All of these pieces keep putting more and more responsibility on Brian Kohlberger that he has to somehow, or his defense team has to somehow get people to believe, well, maybe that's not correct, or have them think that something else may have happened. But when we start looking at the forensics that are coming in from the...
First of all, we don't know if this happens. It wasn't on footage. That's hearsay.
The cameras capturing this vehicle that...
No, the cameras only captured... The only cameras we were privy to are the cameras from this home, 1112. And all we see is the vehicles turning into King Road. We don't see any of this. We don't see any of this. That's an assumption. You're assuming this took place here.
That is the same kind of vehicle that Kohlberger is driving, at least in color and size and shape. We see a DoorDash driver who says, I'm physically looking into the eyes of this person. We see the forensics that's putting him in the area, him personally, based on his phone earlier than that. All of these pieces start coming together, and these are the kinds of cases where I think, Vinny, you as a prosecutor would have been really happy to start tying together to help the jury. Reasonable people make a decision.
Or not, honestly, or not, because she's not a reliable witness. Before I get out of here, thank you. The footage has been chopped up and pieced together. It's irritating. Okay, before we get out of here, I'm going to play that footage that Holly recommended. Thank you, Holly. This is via AZ Get Industries. Let's take a look at what she has to say here.
It's put together by evidence given to me by media companies like Netflix and others, including more recently Dateline, who hired me to do their 3D modeling for their project. I'm going to include a lot of information into this episode where you can see exactly what took place from moment to moment. Let's get started. In this illustration, we're going to start at 3:30 a.m. At this time, everyone is asleep except for Xana. Looking inside the home, we can see where everybody was. Starting at the 3rd floor, we can see where Maddie and Kaylee were sleeping. Maddie was sleeping on the edge of the bed while Kaylee was sleeping near the wall. As we go out and drop down to the 2nd floor, we can see Dylan's room directly under Maddie's room. Continuing across the living room onto the other side of the home, we see Xana's room. She's sitting in bed scrolling on her phone while Ethan sleeps next to her. Minutes ago, she had just finished ordering DoorDash and has all the lights on while she waits. The last roommate to mention is Beth, whose room is on the 1st floor, directly below the living room. As most of them all sleep, Kohberger pulled into the neighborhood for the first time this night at precisely 3:30 a.m. We know this due to a home security camera that captures the intersection and records the coming and going of anybody that enters that neighborhood. As we continue, Kohberger drives past the home and notices that all the lights on the 2nd floor are still on. He drives on and loops around the apartment complex building. Because of the home security timestamp, we're able to know how long it took to drive this path. On his first pass, it took him 2 minutes and 38 seconds, and this is him leaving on the first pass. Now let's look at his next 2 passes and record the times. This is pass 2 of him entering and leaving.
Stop!
And now this is pass 3 of him entering and leaving. When we do the math, we can see how long he took each pass. The last 2 passes were normal without any stopping, but on his first pass, he took an additional 42 seconds to creep by the house, or even stop for a time to stare into the windows with the lights on. All this information has been coming from camera A, but there is a second camera located behind the apartment complex building, and we're going to call that camera B located here. This camera allows us to see how long it took to get from point A to point B, and between the 3 security cameras' data, it took between 35 and 37 seconds.
But this is all assuming it's the same car. You're now assuming it's the same vehicle, right?
What this means is you didn't stop or park somewhere or go into a different direction. He simply drove straight from point A to point B at regular speed. These times help us understand the DoorDash delivery window. According to court documents, 2 times are noted. One is 3:59 a.m. and the other is 4 a.m.
There's no way. Molly didn't just pull in and go in here. That's the problem. No, that didn't happen. No, according to Molly's statements, she went from behind. She went all the way to the top, to the parking area, went back down, went back up, went back down. Literally, Molly's statements in her interview. She took out the flashlight because she couldn't see. It's not that simple. It's not black and white like this. It's not. I wish it was. No, it's not black and white like this. She didn't just merely pull into King Street at 3:59 a.m., dropped off the order, took a picture, boom. It's not that simple like that. That's why her whole story is like not believable. You have to watch her interview. She goes on this crazy tangent that she goes back and forth, back and forth. I couldn't find the address, this and that.
Bringing back our passage chart, we can see that the DoorDash time of 3:59 happens after Kohberger has left the neighborhood and before he returns for his last pass at 4:04. It is possible that the DoorDash driver saw Kohberger as he was parking his car, because a timestamp of 3:59 could be reflected when he took the photo of the food at the front door instead of the time he arrived. So it is possible.
We don't have evidence of that. Again, we don't have evidence of a photo being taken.
Possible he witnessed Kohberger staring at the windows as he drove by. Continuing, as the driver leaves, Xana turns off all the lights, sits on her bed, and scrolls on her phone as she eats her food.
How does she know this? How does she know that Xana turned off all her lights?
A few minutes later, Kohberger enters the neighborhood for the last time. But this time, as he drives by the home, he sees all the lights are off. At the camera B location, he turns around to head back to the residence as shown in this video. When he returns to the front of the house, he does something unusual, so much so that it's noted in the arrest affidavit. On page 6, it states, when the suspect vehicle 1 is in front of Kings Road residence, it appeared to unsuccessfully attempt to park or turn around in the road. It goes on to say that he continued onto the intersection where he did a 3-point turn.
See, I think this
3-point turn was captured on camera A, which has a timestamp of 4:06. He appears to be calm and not overly anxious with his driving.
That looks like, bro, that doesn't look. Is that a truck? It looks like a SUV. It's a taller car. This is not a sedan. This is not a sedan. You see that? No. That's like a SUV.
As he heads,
this is weird. Cause how could the front lights be here and then the back lights up here? This is weird.
Back in the direction of the residence, he takes one last look at the windows to make sure all the lights.
I'm with you, Edie Redman. I'm with you. I think this is all altered. All of this
are off. As he begins to drive around the end of the apartment complex, camera B records the time of 4:07. Fast forwarding a little bit, Koberger drives to the back parking lot away from other residences.
But that's what I thought that Molly did. This is the path I believe Molly took. So Molly and Koberger took the same path? At what time is this? Let me go back.
Fast forwarding a little bit, Koberger drives to the back parking lot away from other residences. He takes a few minutes looking around and sees that nobody's out and that all is quiet. He eventually grabs his things, gets out of the vehicle, and begins walking to the back of the home. At approximately 4:13 a.m., he begins to make entry. As he steps in, he takes a minute to make sure everything is quiet and that nobody is truly up. He walks to the entrance of the living room and looks around. He continues to be cautious and stands there listening. Feeling confident, he continues upstairs. As he makes
sure. Let's leave Dylan in her room, right?
his way to Maddie's room.
Like how do you just disregard that first bedroom? Oh yeah, I don't care about killing Dylan. I want to kill the other two ladies upstairs. Also, forget about Zan and Ethan. We're just going straight for the two up there. No, it doesn't make sense. Brian Kohlberger, a serial killer, is going to do that? A serial killer is just going to leave two witnesses alive?
Upstairs.
No.
As he makes his way to Maddie's room, the time is about 4:14. Meanwhile, 2 minutes later, Xana takes a break from TikTok and walks into the kitchen.
That's crazy. I can't see this happening. It's unreal. No way. No way she thought this all out like this. She really thought
Evidence shows her activity on the app stopped at 4:16. As she enters the kitchen, she's a little shocked to see the sliding glass door wide open. And at the same time, she hears a serious commotion going on upstairs. Hey everyone, I don't usually ask, but I'm building a small production company to bring you more exciting stories, and I'd love your support. If you'd like to help out, get before we left off. A source revealed that Santa's phone recorded steps and elevation change, which is how it's known she went to the kitchen and the third floor. When she walked up to Maddie's doorway, she interrupted Koberger, who had just finished an intense battle with Kaylee, who fought back violently. After a second or two, he notices her, and then she turns away. Being dark, Xana didn't realize what she was seeing other than a shadowy figure. Out of fear, she quickly leaves. A single source.
Yeah, and all of this is happening while Bethany and Dylan are just sleeping in their bedroom, right?
Unaffiliated with the media, claims Koberger injured Xana on the third floor hallway, leaving evidence of blood there. But this single source of information has not been validated by any more sources. Continuing, Koberger, without thinking, pursues her all the way to her room, not realizing he had dropped the sheath of his knife. When he gets to the room, he attacks Xana, and the time is precisely 4:17:30. We know this because of camera A captured the sound of screaming and the thud. After attacking Xana, Koberger focuses his attention on Ethan and attacks him while he slept. Afterwards, Koberger must have sat down in a chair according to a report, which found blood smears on Xana's chair, perhaps from the exhaustion of what he had just done. The source also says that blood from the two roommates upstairs were found in Xana's room, showing that it was one person moving from one room to another. Koberger sitting down was for less than 30 seconds. As he gets up to leave, Dylan, hearing the commotion from Xana's room, gets up out of bed and goes to her door to look out into the hallway. She freezes and sees Koberger as he walks by and exits through the kitchen. She immediately closes and locks her door and retreats to her bed. Within 20 seconds of the encounter, she's calling and texting her roommates, but no one is responding. It takes Koberger a minute and a half to get to his vehicle after the encounter.
What happened to all the blood? How did he clean himself? Where's the blood trail to his car? Where's all the bloody clothes that he had on while he was murdering these 4 students? Where is the blood inside of his car? Because he would have brought some trace inside of his car. Nothing.
Encounter with Dylan. But once in his car, he flees the scene at a high rate of speed and exits the neighborhood at 4:20. Dylan continues trying to reach someone in the house. And after 3 minutes of trying, Bethany wakes up and responds to the calls. They converse for 3 minutes, and then Beth convinces Dylan to come downstairs. The time is now 4:26 a.m. Cautiously, Dylan walks into the hallway and through the living room. As she approaches the staircase, she can see into Xana's room and sees her laying on the floor. She then runs quickly downstairs to Beth's room, where they lock the door and for several hours continuously try contacting the other roommates. Back to when Koberger left the neighborhood, he drove a particular route that would exit onto a road that leads straight to Washington state line. And about that same time that Dylan runs to Beth's room, Koberger is entering Washington state. This is all part of Koberger's pre-planning, including finding a place to stop and get rid of any evidence. This place here fits that planning. This area here, pointed out by the arrow, is a little group of trees with a small area that you can park a car on. This is what it looks like from the road. At 4:30 in the morning, while changing clothes and getting cleaned up at this location, one could feel completely safe while being able to see the headlights of a car coming from miles away. As this pivots around, you can see how this is out in the middle of nowhere, and a pre-dug hole near some of these trees would hide forever any evidence that Koberger was trying to get rid of. It's important to remember that Koberger was studying criminal behavior and the legal system. This would have motivated him to plan things to the smallest of details, like plastic on the seats to conceal DNA, or crossing state lines because the jurisdiction of one area would take hours to get assistance from the other. He's also smart enough to know that this 10-minute stop would likely never be on the radar of the authorities, especially after he crosses back into...
He's smart enough to also know that you don't just go to a crime scene with your car. You don't go to commit these murders in your car. I don't know.
Idaho, and then turned his phone back on. Let's pick back up where we left off at his 10-minute stop.
And he knows about the digital we read what he wrote. He knows about digital evidence, digital forensic evidence. The turning off and on, turning his phone off and on, it's suspect, but I believe it's another reason. He did that for another reason, in my opinion.
He continues on with his plan, knowing that he's completely cleaned up and that there's no evidence to tie him to any of the crime if he were pulled over at this point. After getting on Highway 95 and turning south, he turns his phone back on at 4:48 a.m.
Hi, guys. Hello? Hello, testing, testing. Hey, guys, I'm so sorry. My computer just like shut off on me in the middle of that video. Okay. Thank you, Holly. I appreciate you. Ophi, and Redman. I'll do another live, okay? I have to take some notes down. This was a good live. This was a good live. There's new questions now, and I will come back with another live. Thank you so much, you guys, for being here. I appreciate it. Hope you have a good, wonderful rest of your Sunday. And as always, justice for the Idaho 4, justice for Ethan Chapin, Kaylee Goncalves, justice for Zana Kernodle, and Maddie Mulgan. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you.